everybody. Yes, so I wanted to talk about the learning curve that happens when you're traveling alone. What you find out about yourself, about your strengths, about your weaknesses, about how you deal with the world, about how you deal with yourself. I'm only using this journey as an example for any situation you might have in life, like having to take care of one of your parents or both of your parents when they're in their 80s and in their 90s. This trip to Europe, driving alone in a camper van, thousands of kilometers, getting into very funny situations and relying only on yourself. That is my story, and I'm only using this trip of mine as an example for my journey. So this whole solo travel, this is what it's about. And now I'm just gonna give you a few examples of what happened to me on my second day driving my camper van from the border of Germany towards Lyon. So here's the story. In Germany, I bought my camper van, and on the 27th of May 2023, I set out in the general direction of Lyon, not very far from the border of the Alps. On the app that I was using, I found a nice parking spot. When I got there were just machines there. There weren't any human beings, and when I tried to get in with my credit card, I couldn't get into that place. So I just kind of thought to myself, I'm gonna find a different place. So I have this little app that I use. It's called Park for Night, and I'll put the link down in the description. And I looked for another place that was not too far away. Just across the river from where I was a place where you could park your car and just spend the night if if you had everything you need. So I thought, why not? I'm gonna go and park in the wild. So I drove all around, back to a bridge, crossed the river. The roads were getting narrower and narrower and more rugged. Anyhow, in the end, I reached this kind of path that was just about the width of the car. So I said, okay, this looks like a very nice place. I'm going to look for some place that I can park the car. And I started driving down this little gravel path. On one side, there was this field of wheat or something that was about as high as that, so I couldn't really do anything on this side. And on this side, it was trees and then the river. So it was either going forward or going backwards in a straight line. There was no way that I could turn around. Anyhow, I drove for about 200 meters, and then I saw a car parked in between these two trees. It looked a little banged up and quite dusty. The front door was open. And then I drove a little bit closer, and I noticed that next to this open door there was this body of a man laying there half naked, not moving, and to me it looked exactly like a corpse. I said, okay, I am not staying here. I put the car into reverse gear and just put my foot down on the accelerator and zoomed back. And all of a sudden, I hear this beeping and everything, lights going on and off, and I slammed my foot on the brake and stopped the car. The angle that the car was in was not a very happy angle. The car was like this, yeah, and these wheels, the back wheels, were in the air, and there was absolutely no way I was going to get the car out of there. At the beginning of this video, I spoke about how traveling solo teaches you a lot about yourself, about your strengths and about your weaknesses. Now, in this part of my story, I'm actually showing how I behaved completely irrationally, unintelligently, made all the wrong decisions, was completely hysterical, and in the end it cost me. Not only did it cost me all the trouble I had to go to get the van out of the ditch, but in the future I will find out that there are also technical problems that were caused because of this little incident that I have. Now, in the next video that I'll put up on this channel, I will try and show the other side. After you relax and you breathe a little bit and you realize that you're still alive and everything is okay, how you can behave in a different way, in a more rational way, in a more intelligent way, and also where bravery comes into play. So, hopefully, I will see you on my next video. Thanks for watching.